But yeah, let's play some Kerbal, man. What we're going to be doing today is a couple of things. We're going to run some mission stuff, and get ready for some more missions, make some money. We're going to get our Dres probe in orbit of Dres. I think there's one more probe we're going to get to its destination today. The other ones are a little too far in the future. I don't want to just warp forwards to. And beyond that, just grind some cash. So we got a lot to do. Let's get started. Oh, no way, Uncle. Cool, man. Yeah, you were telling me a bit about that stuff when you and I were DMing that day. That's cool, man. Which one is this, Thomas? Oh, yeah, at the World of Tanks booth. You guys should click on that one. It's pretty good. That was at the World of Tanks booth. If you, I was wearing my NASA shoes, by the way. You should click on that and see my NASA shoes. I think the whole thing with that was like, you take a picture with them, you tweet it with like a certain hashtag or something, and you might have won something. I don't remember what it was. I didn't win it. Freaking cheat won a goddamn gaming laptop from HP Omen at TwitchCon. We thought he was getting scammed, but like he legit won a gaming laptop from them at the Omen booth. It's freaking cool, man. World Tanks returning to flight after a long pause in operations. His next launch is part of a Project Vulcan. We'll test a new launch vehicle. Nice. Is it a Vulcan Centaur? No, RJ. In fact, I was thinking about who sent me those like 2 days ago. I'm not even kidding. I was like, dang, I really want those flags, but I can't remember who DM'd those to me. And so I went through some of my old DMs and I couldn't find who did. And I just kind of resigned to never finding it. But it's funny that you bring that up because it was you. Now I know who sent them to me. No, it's not. I'm literally looking at the DM right now. What? Oh, the Vulcan thing. Okay, you must be on mobile. You've probably got a big delay. Oh, I didn't want to leave that. No, because the BE4s aren't delivered yet. Yeah, okay, freaking Eric Berger. This freaking guy. I don't mind knowing where you pulled them from, RJ. All right, this is our Dres probe. Excuse me. Let's go get this thing in orbit, man. You have a big forehead. Okay. It's about 2 months out, or 2.5 months out, 3 months or something. All right. Where the frick is it? Dres is like really tiny, isn't it? Wait a second. Oh, there it is. It's like, where did it even go? All right, let's, I think we're in the Dres SOI now. We've got barely enough delta V to circularize. It's not even circularizing, really. It's barely entering orbit. But let's go ahead and do that, man. So I didn't prepare logic for staging during the burn when we have enough delta V over a couple of different stages. So I think we just need to stage off the remainder and then run the command for the actual maneuver script with just the probe itself. But I gotta check the kOS documentation for how to stage. So let's look through that real quick. Oh, it's just straight up the word stage. That's very easy. Okay, let's do that real quick. Hold on, let's clear screen. Stage. Oh yeah, there we go. That's easy. Okay. You gonna go down to watch Starlink launch this weekend? I am not. It is on Sunday. So, what time on Sunday is it, Thomas? Pacific time. West Coast, Best Coast. Okay. We are not using mech jab or any of that stuff because we are interplanetary, and with our gameplay rules, we have to use kOS. It is a gameplay rule that we set when we started this career. Okay, it's aligning with the maneuver vector. We just have a day and that's it. Yeah, they kind of snuck this this launch on us, didn't they? A little bit. I literally don't even see this. Oh yeah, okay, you can go away. Alright, we are counting down until the burn. Where is Dres? Like physically, oh there it is. I was like, where the hell is it? It exists! Dres exists. It is not a myth. Between 10:34 a.m. and 11:34 a.m. Pacific. Okay. Yeah, there's no way that's happening. That means I would have to drive out there and leave at like 3 in the morning or 4 in the morning. First 11th use of a booster. That's pretty baller. I really hope this thing cuts off the maneuver on time and it doesn't wreck. That would be awkward. Hello? I'm wondering why the script doesn't think the burn starts for 30 more seconds. That's weird. That's weird. I wonder if it has to do with ejecting the stage. Well, no, that wouldn't make any sense because I ran the script after the stage was gone. Well, there it goes. Okay. I'm worried about the accuracy of the burn because we had planned for the perigee to be pretty low here. 12 kilometers. I might not have wanted to add such an aggressive perigee for this maneuver. Looking at something real quick. No, that should be good. We're off course a bit, but it's not too bad. We'll definitely make orbit. That's weird, Thomas, yeah. That's definitely weird. Dresden doesn't exist. This is just a figment of your imagination. It's all green screen work. It's a Kerbal government conspiracy. Or something. Okay. Okay, we're good. 14-kilometer perigee. That's even a little bit safer than we thought. Oh. Okay. We have a whopping 29 delta V remaining, but we made it. Talk about cutting it close, man. So on here, we've got some instrumentation. We've got the thermometer, we've got the barometer, we've got the magnetometer, and we've got the fluid spectrovarometer. I don't have the code for running the spectrovarometer yet, but we can run the other experiments. So let's get some high science up here first. Oh, that's right. We got to name the experiments on the actual craft. Okay. Change name tag, thermometer, barometer, magnetometer. Cool. Okay. All right. Look, we got a UI. Isn't that cute? All right, so let's run the magnetometer. Now we are in a high space above Dres. Boom, watch it. Look at it go. I pressed the button and it's going. Look at. Oh! Okay, let's collect the thermometer. Okay, it says, I even made it say collected. Look at that, isn't that cute? Barometer, we got all that. So we got all that science, let's transmit it. So right now we've got 137.4. Let's transmit all the science. You can see up here that it's actually transmitting. And I need to come back and code in the other experiment that is not currently in the experiments script. But now we've got 281. And that's high science. That's not even low science yet. Exactly, Bill, exactly. It's kind of like here on Earth, you know, birds aren't real, they're government drones or something like that. Okay. Honestly, I have no clue what to do in KSP. Every time I open it, I'm like, so what do I do now? And close the game. Try Realism Overhaul career. That'll make it like a spicy meatball of an experience, for sure. Birds aren't real; they're just a distraction to prevent us from flying Planet 9. Exactly. There you go. The mountains are ancient trees. Yeah, exactly. All right, let's go down to low Dres. We're gonna skim real close, 14 kilometers. Gonna get some low Dres science. The Earth is a dodecahedron. It's actually a pizza slice, Spooky. How you doing, Spook? What's up, buddy? I'll look in just a second, RJ. I got to run some experiments because we're flying by Dres right now, buddy. All right, let's run our magnetometer using our script. Oh, it's so fun. I did this. I made that. So we've got that. It's collected now. Okay, so let's run the thermometer. Thermometer is collected. Let's run the barometer. And that is also ready. So right now we are at 281. Let's transmit it all. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, that looks good. Now we're at 450. Nice. All right, RJ, what is this? Oh, you made that? Hell yeah, dude, that's cool. That's very cool, man. I would like to see it when it's done. Your version. All right, Spooky. Ah! What's up, Rachel? How you doing? Rachel, look at my UI. Look at it. Look at what I did. Look what I did. Watch what I did. Oh, I pressed it. And it did a thing. Just wait. Watch what magnetometer says in the UI here in a second. Oh, it says collected. I did that. Alucard, what's up, buddy? And it transmitted, and it doesn't say collected anymore. That's my claim to fame. Some super basic KOS stuff. I am being a little kid about it, and you know what? That's okay. That's okay. We just got a mondo amount of science from this probe, though. What we need to do is I still have this thing right here that I have not coded into the UI. And I also don't want to just have to code stuff in. I want it to automatically detect stuff and just populate the UI with it. That's a later version that I want to do. No, I did not, RJ. I feel like there's going to be a dumb punchline to this, so. His name is Joe. Oh my god. Kerbal's going good, man. We just got a probe to Dresden Alucard and executed the capture burn using a script that we wrote in kOS and ran at least most of the experiments on board with the script that we wrote in kOS. I know that feeling when you get something working, you just want to show it. Yeah, even if it's like super basic, you know, I'm not like writing freaking landing software for a rocket or something. I'm using a scripting language to populate a very, very basic like response UI. Click this, do that, you know, basic. But I did it. First parts always seem to be pretty hard. That's true. kOS is a little wonky, I guess. Watch. Yeah, I'm 12. I'm now expecting a fully accurate Starship avionics package from you on my desk by the end of the day tomorrow. Anyway, let's go see what we can do with all that. We got a lot of science just now, and we're gonna get more when we end up coding in the rest of the thing. We do need to do that though. We do have a couple more probes arriving at destinations soon. I only think one of them is on track for tonight. The others are a little too far in the future. I don't want to warp that far ahead. Oh my gosh, the lag. I know you're watching on your phone, RJ, because Discord tells me that you're on your phone. So mobile phones have a large amount of delay. The Twitch app on mobile intentionally delays the broadcast by like 30 seconds or something. I don't remember exactly what the number is, but it intentionally delays the broadcast. I don't know the reason why. I just know that it happens. Sorry guys, usually mute when I start to cough. What I really need is ISRU. And to get ISRU, we need the bigger R&D building. To get the bigger R&D building, we need yes money. Okay, so the Journey's correction burn is coming up soon. But we don't get there to ELU. Jesus, I don't know. I didn't remember that we were going to ELU. We don't get there for 2 years, okay? The correction burn for it, however, is coming up in 94 days. Okay, so I don't know if that's the one we're going to do. Traveler does get to where it's going actually in quite a while. So I don't think we actually get another one of these to their destinations today. I do think we do the Journey's correction burn, though. That's coming up in 94 days. Let's go ahead and hop in there and do that one. This is a risky situation because interplanetary at these distances, if this burn doesn't go super accurately, we might not hit Elu at all. This is from Astronomer's Visual Pack, Alucard. Astronomer's Visual Pack. It's one of the popular graphics mod packs. I'm nervous. I even had the thrust limiter already turned down significantly on this because even with the thrust limiter at 3%, the burn time on this is only 4 seconds. So this is going to be a very precise and probably not going to go perfect burn. Kind of worried about it, to be honest. But we'll see how it goes. Given we had some weirdness with the burn time start before at the Dres mission. Just the AK Night Sky, that it is. I picked whatever the highest settings were for it. Astronomer Visual Pack, if that helps. Okay, we got the burn coming up in 56 seconds. It's the same probe. We built like a general purpose probe for a lot of interplanetary stuff. That'll make you wish for a smaller engine. It's literally the smallest one in the game, though. There is not a smaller engine. At least I don't think there is. But it produces barely any thrust. But yeah, we are in interplanetary space here, trying to execute this maneuver to hit Elu in over 2 years in gain. So I'm really hoping this burn executes as accurately as we need it to. Yeah, it's like the script is even detecting how little delta V there is remaining in the burn. This is something I need to clean up about the script. It's supposed to throttle down towards the end of a burn. And I wrote the script throttling down based on remaining delta V. What it needs to do is throttle down based on remaining like seconds in the burn. Okay, so that's the burn. Do we still get to Elu? I'm not a fan of this trajectory, but I suppose it works, right? Out of curiosity, how much delta V is it going to take to stop at Elu? We've got 1500 delta V. See, this is also a problem because we're not using Elu's gravity. What is the gravitational constant there? 0.17. So we should be able to conceivably do another burn as we get closer to bring that in closer to Elu. So let's do one, I don't know. doing like right there. All right, so Elu, what's up? Much as I miss mods, as much as they somehow screw up my game, meanwhile, with some mods, I strangely have what I call shadow drifting, where your orbit changes. That's not a mod issue. That's a game engine issue. It's floating point errors, if you're familiar with the term floating point in the game's engine. That's been around a long time, Alucard, too. See, if I was to do that, let's say, that correction burn, right? Then, that's even still a perigee that's pretty far out. Let's bring that even in closer before we start planning the second maneuver. Get rid of the second burn. Go away. No, stop it. Stop warping. No. Okay. We want to delete maneuver number 2. We don't want that yet. Okay, so maneuver number 1. Let's edit this to get even closer. That's a little too close. We want to get real. We want to kiss Elu, you know? Give it a little smooch. 30 kilometers. There we go. Now, let's pretend we're coming in at 30 kilometers, okay? Presumably should be able to make orbit for a lot less delta V this way. What's that second maneuver going to cost? Yeah, see, a lot less, like 700 delta V rather than like the 2000. Nice! Beardsley, that sounds cool, man. I saw you guys sitting over in the New World voice chat over in Rain's Discord earlier. That sounds pretty cozy, man. Okay, so I think we just kind of leave that maneuver there. But for maneuver 1, we need to set an alarm for it. So maneuver 1 is at 1 year and 300 days. Maneuver 2 is in much longer, right? Year and 300 days, correct, okay. So let's set an alarm in game for 1 year and 300 days. That's going to be maneuver 1. To give it a minute of a margin. And add alarm. Cool. Looks good. Looks good. Now, what about Traveler? Let's go see what the heck this thing's up to. Wes, what's up, man? You'll have pretty bad signal when you get there, no? Technically, Wes, we'll barely have signal. There's a mod I grabbed. It's like an antenna planner kind of mod. And it tells you, based on what antennas you have, and how they combine, your DSN level, all that stuff, calculates if you'll have signal or not. I technically won't have signal when Elu is at its furthest possible point from Kerbin. Which would only happen once we're already there. Because of how a Hohmann transfer works, we're going to be not as far as possible as we could be from Elu. By the time we get there, we'll still be pretty far, obviously. But like if Elu and Kerbin are on totally opposite ends of the sun, that's when we're not going to have a connection. At the closest points, we do. I'm hoping that with the transit time and everything, we're going to hope that we have the signal when we get there. We should, but we'll see. Pop-up ad on Twitch. Beardsley, I have seen recently, they're doing the thing where the stream comes up above chat in a little window, and then the main video player becomes the ad. I feel like I've only seen that recently. So Shatner got a metric truckload of overview effect this morning. Yes, he did, man. I've even been seeing that covered on all the major news networks today. All day today. Which is awesome. That is mid-roll ads, correct. It's a traveler's correction maneuver. Is it about a year? And then it encounters Joule in about a little over a year and a half. So, okay. Let's not do any major warping right now. Yeah. Yeah, okay. All right. Let's go make some money or do something. Yeah, basically, I know, but that still sucks. He also didn't buy the seat according to how they kept talking about it about the crew and the cast. That is correct, yeah. It seems like he was gifted the seat. And they were being really cagey, I guess, with the cost of the seats that were actually purchased. They said they're not going to release the financials on the other seats from today. Which was weird because the first flight seats were so public. Yeah, Bill. Okay, so this is what I've struggled with as a streamer. I'm not like a big streamer. I'm very passionate about it, but it's not my day job, right? If it ever gets to be that way, I guess I would have a slightly different opinion on this, of course. But, okay, so with the ads, I have choices. I can leave it as is. Subs get no ads. Prime or regular subs the same. And then we get the pre-roll ads and then the mid-roll ads. If I run ads on purpose, I think it's 60 seconds of ads every 30 minutes or somewhere thereabouts. It would prevent the random ads. The random pre-rolls and the random mid-rolls. I don't remember, it might be 90 minutes every half hour or something. But I get like nothing from the ads. Even pretty large streamers barely get anything from ads. It's really when you're in like the top 0.1% of Twitch viewership levels that you actually start to make money from ads. I'm talking like thousands of viewers, okay? Underneath that, you're not making squat. So it's not like a money thing. It's not a money thing. But in terms of preventing ads, it's a fact, it works. That's the whole feature of running your own ads. But do I want to choose that versus letting the pre-rolls and mid-rolls happen? I've struggled with this a lot. I don't know. For now, I'm keeping it as is. They tell you they will schedule predictably and not harm viewer experience, but that is not what really happens. Yeah, no, their ad algorithm that determines when to run ads randomly, not when the streamer hits the ad button, but randomly, it never seems to happen at an okay time. You know? I feel like it should detect when chat is especially dead on average for the channel. So like someone who's got 1,000 viewers, pop in chat. Maybe there's a slight lull in chat for a few minutes. That's the perfect time the algorithm should trip. If something exciting is happening, naturally, chat's going to flare up a little bit. It shouldn't run the ads at that time, because then that's when it ruins the experience. I'm not sure that it even detects anything. I think it's just X time, run it. X time, run it. I have no idea. The back end of it. RJ, was that supposed to be a joke? Good so far, RJ. Good so far. We got a probe in orbit of Dres. Our ELU probe, we did a correction maneuver on its way there. All controlled by code we wrote in kOS. Yeah, RJ the noob. Right above what you said. But oh, did I say RJ to you also? That's a whoops. Oh, I did. Oh, I see. You also have J in your name though, so that's what screwed me up. This could be spicy right here. But the problem is that Dres probe has like almost no delta V remaining, and we couldn't get into the correct orbit for this probably. We can do a min-miss run. There's no way we'll be able to get that Dres probe here. Science data from surface of min-miss, plant flag on min-miss. Gather surface deployed seismic sensor science from the surface of min-miss. That's a lot of money too. I wonder how much of this we've already got. Because I know we've got one of these on min-miss. I don't know if I agree that Twitch lies, Bill. That doesn't, what you're saying doesn't track with like the many people that have reported on how it works, that use it themselves. So I don't know if that's right. Don't disrespect J-Dog like that. Nice self-burn. Nice self-burn, RJ. Okay. I'm not sure like these contracts are inspiring confidence in me, you know? Let's do a crude min-miss run. Science data from surface of min-miss. This one won't be bad because we can dump the transfer stage onto the surface to generate some of the science. So we'll do that. I'm gonna warp ahead a couple of days just to cycle some contracts in. Oh, that was too much. Eldo, thanks for the follow, man. Welcome in. Eldo Moron. Nice. Nice. Detect 2 comments with a sentinel telescope. That's cute. I'll take that. That sounds fun. Let's see. Finish construction of a rover on the surface of min-miss. After you accept this contract, you can view the rover in the tracking station, evaluate the missing parts, and make a plan to move it to the target waypoint. You will likely need to send an engineer to attach parts to the rover. That's actually pretty cute. That's a new part to a satellite in orbit of min-miss. We can definitely do that. The crew can rendezvous with that before they go down to the surface. This sounds kind of cute too. Not gonna lie. I think it's kind of cool. Let's go see what it's like. That's a lot of contracts. Let's go see. Oh, Eldo, that sucks, man. What happened to the hard drive? Big mission, that's right, man. Trying to make some money. It's gotta be efficient. Let's go see what this little rover is like. This is a cool contract. I don't think I've ever seen one like this. Go complete the rover and drive it somewhere. That's cool. That's cool. So what does it need? It needs a probe core. It needs a probe core and a solar panel. Unless there's a probe core like in here somewhere. I don't think this counts as a probe core. Like an unmanned probe core. You need to move it from one point to another. I mean, yeah. I mean, whoever hops in it whoever hops near it to repair the damn thing could be the one to just drive it, right? So yeah, power is what it would need. So, okay. So here's what we'll do. This satellite needs a solar panel. So does this rover. So we'll just take out 2 more of these solar panels than we need. 1 on the satellite, 1 on the rover. We'll get science data while we're down there with the rover. We'll plant a flag while we're down there with the rover. And we'll dump the transfer stage onto the surface, which will generate the seismic data. Sick. Jake, what's up, man? Let's do it. This is gonna be a cool mission, man. I'm gonna like it. Jake, welcome in, buddy. You guys, my name is GrabShark. Thank you for the raid, Jake, my friend. We are here running some Kerbal Space Program. I normally play this game with a lot of mods. Right now I'm playing like lightly modded gameplay. The gameplay itself is vanilla, but it's all visual mods, mech jab, that kind of stuff. We have some special gameplay rules where we're playing with Kerbal operating system, where we have to write script and code to control our stuff when we are interplanetary without a pilot on board. So any uncrewed missions or no pilots, just in general, beyond the Kerbin SOI, must be controlled by kOS. But of course, Mun and Minmus, I can do whatever, right? So we're having a good time. We got a big mission coming up. We're going to run a Kerbal mission to Minmus. We're doing a bunch of contracts at once. One contract that we're doing is attaching a part to a satellite in orbit. Another one is planting a flag on the surface of Minmus. Another one is doing science on the surface of Minmus. And then another one is repairing a rover on the surface and driving it to a waypoint. So we're going to do all of this in one flight, one mission. It's going to be fun. Alucard, thank you for the stretch break. Ah! And J-Dog over here flexing in front of all our new friends, man. Thank you, Alucard. And RJ gambling, my friend. There's a little bit of a cooldown, I think, RJ. Thomas over here with 64,000. Jeez. Frickin' Thomas rigging the game over here. Okay, what exact solar panel does that need? The OX4L16. Okay, so we just need 2 of these. One for the satellite, one for the rover. And the engineer can just pop it off and do the whole thing. Okay, so let's make sure we take a pilot and an engineer. Perfect. Now, they need the equipment box or whatever, right? So we don't need the science gear. That can go. Argo. Jake, how was your stream, man? Tell me what you did today. I've suddenly forgotten how to do the Kerbal construction stuff. I think Jake had to run. No worries, man. What were you from his stream, Roar? What did he do today? I haven't been able to watch him, man. We're always like, we don't cross paths at the exact right times for me to be able to watch him. But he's been around here for a long time. You guys, for Kerbal construction, do I need to bring like a tool with me or something? Or can they just like take the part off and put it back on? Holy crap, Thomas. 66 NK9s on stage 1. Wait, that's illegal. How, the plumbing there already had enough issues with the regular N1. What the hell, man? Oh, now I'm like super stressing. I really don't remember how to do the Kerbal construction stuff. Like I straight up forgot how to do it. I don't think there's like a tool I gotta bring with me. I'm thinking of a Kerbal attachment system, which you need a tool for the Kerbal. Just need an engineer. Okay, Jake, thank you, man. They were saying that you did some building bases on other bodies, man. That's cool. I don't have ISRU yet, so I haven't started on the surface bases. But as soon as we get ISRU unlocked, which is kind of what we're grinding money for right now, that's the idea. They really wanted to not go to the moon. RJ, explain to me why you think nuclear engines make it harder to get to the moon. I'm curious on the logic there. Like, increased specific impulse in vacuum means less capability for the moon? You have to explain that one to me. That literally means more capability. Okay. Yeah, it's called a rocket nozzle, Alucard. You're radiating heat out the ass end of a rocket. Sorry, I was being an ass. So everybody, keep up the good work. Catch you again soon. Thanks, Eldo, man. We will be back. The heck day is today? Wednesday. I had to think about it for a second. Yeah, we'll be back tomorrow night and then Sunday. That's our stream schedule this week. I'll see you next time, man. Well, okay, RJ, you're making multiple different points here. Your original message was very much indicating nuclear engines means not going to the moon. Which, it's not how that works. I don't think we need this cargo unit if we don't need to bring a tool or something. Jake, if you're still here, what's the button, man, that the engineer has to use to like remove part, add on to other thing? Oh, I know what you mean, Alucard. I know what you mean. Alucard, you should look up Vasimir. Look that up. It's not exactly what you're talking about, but I think you'll enjoy the topic. It's pretty cool. In fact, Ad Astra. Okay, now I gotta go look. I believe Ad Astra is a company working on Vasimir, actually. Yeah, Nerva is historical for sure as well. Yes, Ad Astra is the company working on Vasimir right now. There you go, Alucard. Check it out. Let's see. Hold on. I don't have this scene prepared. This is going to be interesting. Oh, okay, so it's not too bad. All right. Okay, hold on. Let's see. Da-da-da-da-da. All right, so check this out. The Variable Specific Impulse Magnetoplasma Rocket Engine is their flagship project. Okay, this is just a bunch of marketing stuff. Blah, 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 blah. In the Vasimir engine, powerful radio frequency waves are launched by special antennas wrapped into a ceramic tube where a propellant gas is fed. The RF waves ionizes the gas, turning it into a plasma, a very hot electrically charged gas. A strong externally applied magnetic field confines, guides, and ultimately accelerates the plasma, letting it escape to provide useful rocket thrust. Yeah, no moving parts, which is an interesting one. And variable specific impulse. That's a really key part of it. Do they have diagrams on here? Oh, hell yeah. Let's check this out. Hold on. Be quiet.
inject a propellant, a neutral gas, into an ionization chamber. We launch radio waves at it. Those radio waves convert that gas into a cold plasma. This plasma then proceeds into the booster section, the ion cyclotron resonance.
The next step would be to put electrical energy in to superheat the gas in a plasma state and accelerate it to the velocities needed for space travel.
Ultimately, our rocket can go further and faster than any other rocket that exists today.
Oh, that wasn't much, but that was cool. That was cool. So basically, they have this. I remember reading about this, and not that long ago, they had a test firing of like a long time, like hours. This engine was on. Did they talk about the test that was recently done? I think it was actually even like days that this engine was firing. There's the main downside to this though. It's the efficiency. I remember hearing about this. So there's a sci-fi book that I read called Saturn Run. Saturn Run, I'm not going to talk about the plot at all. But there is a spaceship in Saturn Run, and it's a relatively realistic book, all things considered. They really did their homework with this book, the author did. The spaceship in the show and in the book uses a Vasimir drive. And it's like a near future one. It's in like 30 years or something from today. So it's meant to be like, you know, much higher tech than like what Ad Astra is working on now. This is like prototype Gen 1 stuff right here. In the book, it was more of an advanced, you know, mature technology. Anyway, so Vasimir has an issue with heat. You notice that thruster efficiency. Okay? In a lot of mechanical processes, inefficiency, I'm skipping a lot of details here. Inefficiency is lost as heat. Okay? Vasimir drives have an issue with waste heat. And in the book that I read, the people who engineered this spaceship came up with a very, very interesting way of getting rid of the heat. And there's a foreword by the author showing all the math and research he did for this. It's actually fantastic to read. So then it comes up in the plot of the story and everything. And I won't spoil it for you. I'm not going to tell you the method that was used because it's really freaking cool. You want to read this for yourself. It's called Saturn Run. Saturn Run. I will straight up give somebody the book on Audible. First come, first serve. Someone tell me, we'll DM, I'll give you the book. It's a freaking cool book. It's a sci-fi book. But it's not like a informational book. It is a fiction story. But it's very cool. Very cool book. But yeah, 88 hours, Thomas. That is correct. Yeah, this was back in July. Okay. Has completed 88 hours of continuous operation at the 80 kilowatt range. That is crazy. Now, Bill points out a good point. Thrust to weight is very low on these. But when you have an engine firing this long, tens of hours, that little bit of thrust adds up over time and builds up to some pretty high velocities. Escape velocity, for example, interplanetary maneuvers and stuff. These are long burns, right? Continuous propulsion. And that's the key for interplanetary travel, man. That's where we're going to see the solar system open up for us, as if we can mature this technology or others like it. You can escape my velocity anytime, baby. You can't afford me, Lethal. I'm a high class bitch. What's up, Lethal? How you doing, man? Yes, Alucard. It will. That's the thing about Vasimir. I don't remember the details. Maybe this big PDF that Thomas Link talks about it somewhere. No, I think this is all just describing the recent test firing. But no, there's something specific. I don't remember what the details are about Vasimir that lets it scale. Good so far, Lethal Man. We're just kind of playing some Kerbal, talking about space stuff. You know how it is. Yeah, that's what certain types of ion engines, Bill. Yeah, interesting stuff, man. Interesting stuff. Vasimir is very promising. I key or pressing the little icon in the toolbar while into construction mode. Okay, thank you, Jake. Sorry, Jake. I saw your message, man, but I got real ranty for a second there. Not bad. All right, dude, let's fly this mission, man. We got a lot that we're going to be doing. We have like 4 or 5 different contracts, so let's just double check we've got everything we need. So we're going to take the solar panel out there. We're going to repair the rover, get it drivable, drive it to its destination, plant the flag, get science from the surface, which should be fairly easy. Attach a satellite part, and just crash the transfer stage into the surface. Okay, yeah, we're good. Let's do it. Checo, what's up, buddy? How you doing, man? Alucard, do you like audiobooks? Since you kind of spawned that conversation, if you would like that book that I was referencing, let me just, I should still have that credit. I don't think I would have gotten rid of it. I do have a credit. So Alucard, hit me up with your Audible email that you use for your Audible account, and I will gift you that book if you would like to read it or listen to it. Does not exist? Well, I can't give it to you then. If you create a trial account, I'd be able to give it to you. But then with a trial account, you'd be able to get it yourself anyway. Because you get like 2 free books, I think, with the trial. And I'm pretty sure, you would have to check, but I'm like 90% sure you can cancel the trial before they ever charge you. But you want to just double check that information before you do it. Doing good, busy with school. Nice, Checo. Checo, I think you told me this already, but what do you do for school, man? What are you going to school for? Just checking all our launch settings here. Everything looks good. I just want to make sure that everything's good. So I did change the force roll. The ascent path, I think we can make a little more aggressive. I don't want to make it too aggressive though. Okay, so we got all our parachutes. We got the extra solar panels for the repairs that we're going to do. We got our pilot. We got our engineer. We don't want to auto deploy anything because I only want to pop these. Okay, I think we're good. Let's do it. Screenshot, dump, and bound. All right. You need the science from a deployable seismic sensor. Yeah, Wes, there's already one on the surface there. So crashing the transfer stage into the surface will generate some of that data. Doing IT with the security or risk analyst minor final year, hopefully. Hell yeah, dude. Nice. Cool, Checo. Hey, Checo, hit me up, man. I work full remote for an IT company. When do you graduate, man? Just DM me. We can talk details if you want. That's cool though, man. Security is a big field in IT right now. Security is huge in IT at the moment. If you're going to school and getting that on your academic resume, that's the right thing to do, man, in IT. Abso-freaking-lutely. Focusing some of my classes on networking. Well, dude, there you go, man. You are going to be set for your career in IT. Abso-freaking-lutely. Networking and security, man, that's some of the most sought after skills in IT right now, man. I've been doing IT for years. When did I start IT? What year did I leave teaching? I've been doing IT for like 4 or 5 years now. And yeah, no, you're doing the right thing for job security. Absolutely. Graduating in May? Cool, man. Like I said, you know where I'll be, man. If you want to get a good job remote, hit me up. We can talk, obviously, you know, when the time comes. So there's a thing that you might want to keep in mind, Checo. So the IT industry can kind of be broken up into what type of IT job that you have, right? You'll have a job either working in an IT team for some random company, or you'll work in a place like where I work, which is where all my IT jobs have been, which is what's called a managed service provider, where you are a third-party IT for local businesses. Depending on various things, the industry is very much heading towards the managed service provider model. It's much more expensive for companies to hire a couple of IT people than it is to pay the local IT guys, like the company in your town or whatever, to do your IT for you. Much cheaper and more effective that way. You get a lot more bang for your buck hiring and paying a local company to do it for you. It is by the dollar much better for companies to do it that way. So that's the way the industry is heading. So keep that in mind. You could definitely, there is still lots of jobs where you are on the IT team at some random company. That is still a thing, abso-freaking-lutely. But the average IT job is very much heading towards the MSP space, managed service provider. So kind of start thinking, I guess, because you're kind of less than a year away from graduating. I would say start thinking about what type of job you want to be in. Do you want to be in an IT company, like an MSP, or do you want to be on a dedicated team at some organization or wherever, you know? So just think about that stuff. How's the Kerbal going? It's going great, Jack. It's going great, man. We got a probe around Dres today. We launched it several streams ago, a couple episodes back. I think on like episode 7 or 8. We did the ELU probes correction burn. And now we're doing a big min-miss mission. We're getting like 5 or 6 contracts done at once. So it's going to be good. We're going to make a lot of money with just one flight right now. RJ, what is this? Dude, that looks nice. That's cool. That's a lot of boosters. I think that erosion problem is one of the things that Vazimir hopes to beat. Some efficiency drop might be affordable if the engine can outlast 3 ions. Yeah, it's also a material science thing, right? And I think, you know what, Bill, in the book Saturn Run that I was talking about, I'm not going to tell you the method of how they deal with the heat, right? But that you have concerns with running that much power through something that your material of your engine is going to melt, right? They deal with it in a very technologically interesting way in the book. And like I said, I think it was either in the book or I read some article that he wrote or something, but the author somewhere put out all his research findings that back up what he wrote into the plot of why the characters who designed this ship chose this specific method to deal with the heat rejection of the Vasimir drive that they use. And it's so freaking cool. I don't want to spoil it though, but it is a really cool book, and just the mechanics of the ship and everything are like awesome. Really, really good. Well written. Third-party network tech. Cool, man. Yeah, a lot of the industry, Checo, is heading towards the third-party IT model. Now, your most basic format of that is going to be you work at a place. The place has clients in the town. You're not like some guy halfway across the world or something servicing, whoever. You might have to go on site to go plug in a network switch or something, or a firewall, or maybe the network's down. You got to go do some patch panel work or whatever. But the company I work for is big enough. They've acquired many other companies, such that there's locations all across the country. Not like a huge list of them, but they are in multiple places around the country. So I might get a ticket for a client in the New Jersey location area because we have an office there. A New Jersey tech might get a client for a Houston tech or a ticket. Maybe they go through the ticket board and pull a ticket down to work on, and maybe it's for a Houston area client. A lot of IT can be done remote. Even networking stuff can be done remote if you set up your internal tools correctly. So you could actually theoretically work in a network kind of position fully 100% remote. Now, because of what networking is, as you know, programming switches, plugging in stuff on a patch panel, stuff like this, sometimes does need to be in person on site. But in an organization like mine, like I have some networking chops myself. I can kind of do some basic troubleshooting on switches and firewalls and stuff like that. I pulled down a ticket for, let's say, one of our Vegas clients. I'm working on some networking issues. And I determined that it does need boots on the ground. We have an internal process with our dispatch and everything. We kind of kick the ticket back over to dispatch, update all our notes on the ticket, and say, hey, this is all the steps that I've done. This is why I'm recommending an on-site technician is deployed. And then it's out of my hands and goes to the on-site tech, and that's all she wrote, kind of thing. But all of these processes are all as strong, to circle back to what Franco's saying, as your documentation. There's a couple major documentation platforms out there that MSPs use nowadays. The absolute biggest one is IT Glue. Every single job I've had uses IT Glue as their documentation platform. Many IT companies use it. It is a great documentation platform. So as long as your documentation is up to date for all your clients and stuff, not just like your notes and your tickets, but your actual documentation on the client, you have good tools, good internal processes. MSPs can be very, very effective, and not just for the client in terms of their cost benefit ratio, whatever, but also for the MSP. If you're an efficiently run MSP with good tools, good people, good processes, you can keep your employees happy, you don't overwork them, and you can get stuff done in a good way. So that's all best case, good kind of stuff. And so far, my new job is like that, man. I'm very lucky. I'm sure I'll start to realize, no job is ever perfect, but my current job, man, is really good so far. My new one. IT Glue is huge and everyone hates it too. No way. No, IT Glue is awesome. No way does anybody I've ever talked to hate it. It is like the industry standard now, dude. It is very good. But like any tool, it is as good as the people who use it. If you don't use it correctly, of course it's going to suck and people are going to hate it. If you use it right, it is top-notch great. Yep, exactly, Franco. That was like my last job. The last MSP I worked at, they tried to I don't know the right word for this. They tried to make it too efficient. Like efficiency was their mantra. And this trickled down to overworking us employees, and the turnover rate skyrocketed. And I was one of like 10 people that left in 2021 so far. And some left in like 2020 as well. The turnover rate got very, very high in the last like year or two at that company. And but in my current job, the required utilization of your time is much lower. So you can you have more room to breathe and kind of like just step up for a second away from your computer if you got to, that kind of stuff. And there's not as much of a time pressure because this new company that I work for utilizes our internal tools much better than my previous company did. Their internal processes are much stronger, and we just got a lot more people, like way more people. All these put together, I'm much happier. I'm not as like constantly redlining, like super busy all the time. I actually have room to breathe and focus on my work and do a great job. You don't always get that at MSPs. I'm very lucky, I think, to have that. Mason, hey, what's up? How you doing? I got on an IT rant, Mason. You were here like 67 years ago, I know. All right, let's get this burn out to Minmus started here, and then I'll catch up with you guys again here in just a second. Okay, we are gonna lock staging now, because I am more than likely to screw that up. Let's do a home and transfer out to Minmus. Okay. And let's pop the solar panels we actually want to use. Mason, you joke, but you have no idea how often that actually fixes the thing. It's actually surprising. Like, I'm not memeing it. It actually works way more than you think. All right, I missed some stuff. Let me catch up. I gotta look into it more, but fully remote sounds like something I'd want. I like the work-life balance it's given me in school. Absolutely, man. 100%. Most tech work, Checo, except if you're specifically like an on-site / field technician, most tech work should be able to be remote. Don't accept any less. Nice, Thomas. Nice. That's the other issue, is that a lot of MSPs overwork. Oh yeah, I saw that already from Franco. IT glue is standard because they were first to market, and yes, you are correct. It comes down to the setup. Absolutely. IT glue kicks ass, man, but only when it's used correctly. My internship was basically hybrid. Monday, Friday was remote, and Tuesday, Wednesday was in person. Oh, that's cool. That's not bad. It's all about billable hours. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. See, we don't stress that though at my current job. We just stress our time utilization, which isn't just billable hours, it's everything else. It's internal communications and everything. But our requirements for utilization is much lower than any other job that I've had. So we're not like constantly redlining, like super crazy busy, being pulled 82 different directions by like everybody at the office. We actually have room to focus on our job and do it well, because of the time that we are not required to be redlining all the time, you know? It's fantastic. And again, I'll probably realize things that it's not perfect with. That's okay. No job is ever perfect. Be realistic with your expectations as well. Is another thing I can say. But you should also not accept some shit job for shit pay, you know? Be willing to walk away from a job that you're getting like red flags about, you know? I ordered 2 things of HelloFresh Oreo cookie dough. It's great. Oh, Mason. Oh, why you gotta tell me this? Now I want a cookie from Crumble. Hashtag not an ad. Oh my god. Okay, now I gotta show you guys. Look at this. Just look at this freaking cookie, man. This is not an ad. Okay? Not an ad. I just want you guys to see this freaking cookie place, man. Look at this. Yes. Yes. They do this place. This place does a different set of cookies every week. And it's the same cookies all across the country. So if you have this is like a national chain. If you have one of these near you, bro, look it up. But these cookies are big. They're like this big, and they're like soft and gooey, like really, really good cookies. Okay, very like artisan kind of cookies. So this week there's a pumpkin cake. I think I want this one. We go usually once a week. This one I've had actually. They've had this one in the past. This Funfetti one, and I wasn't super impressed. I didn't like this one that much. The pumpkin cake sounds really great. I'm all over that. This one is interesting sounding. I think I kind of want to try it, but I'm not certain that I'm going to like it that much. This one's still sounding like pretty choice, man. This pumpkin cake. Some standards they always have the classic sugar. They always have the chocolate chip. And then this one, I'm not like a big, like super rich chocolate guy. So, anyway, yeah, the pumpkin cake sounds really good this week. We go once a week. We have one down the street. I did, yeah, Crum. It looks good, man. Cookie road trip. Dude, Mason, I actually feel very sorry for you. Because this is really good, man. These are like the best cookies I've ever had. They are like, they're so good. They're super high in calories, though. Cookie Route 154. Nice. I agree, Alucard. Yeah, if your private life is affected by your job, then you should get another job. Work is work. I'm not one of these people that buys into this whole like, oh, you should work super hard and just dedicate your life, live and breathe your job to work as part of a team. No, I'm working to make money. I am done at the end of my shift. You ain't never had my cookies. You ain't never had crumble, bitch. I'm sorry. And you never will, because there's not one in New York. Be right back, gonna get a cookie. Well, you ain't gonna get a crumble or a stroopwafel. I don't know why the burn didn't get all the way there. It's weird. Where's the satellite we gotta repair? I don't think it's that one. Which one is it? Oh, it is that one. Okay, so we gotta go to this thing. RJ, make sure you got something else lined up, man. You don't want to be stuck without whatever, right? Which direction is that orbiting? Okay, it's going that way. Okay, so it's going a prograde orbit. What's going to be the best way to do this? This isn't really in a convenient place to go repair that satellite. You don't know that, Grav? Actually, I do. You don't have stroop bobbles. How many cookies does it take to be a true 154 test of failure, though? The 154 test of failure bill is when you've gained an extra 154 pounds from your cookie addiction. That's what it is. As long as your life situation makes that possible for you, RJ, more power to you, man. Not everyone's life situation allows stuff like that. You know what I mean? If you got a place to stay, if you got room and board and food, all your necessities taken care of, then more power to you, you know? See, if we do something crafty at the descending node here, we can maybe get into a cute orbit. What in the hell? No, let's start this maneuver over. I don't know what the hell happened there. Okay. There's a couple ways we could do this. Hold on. Here's what we're gonna do. Let's do a maneuver. Okay, and I am gonna make this come up, and I want the descending node to be like up here-ish. That way we can kind of capture into the same plane of the orbit. Dang, Kramen, nice, there you go. Are you actually playing Eidolon 2? I played it when it first came out, Alucard. I had a good run through it, but it got kind of boring in the long term. But it was fun in the meantime. But at the same time, don't let that discourage you, because they might have added a lot more, and it might be a lot different than when I played, you know? Oh, that's too much. That's way too much. Okay, I'm just going to do this maneuver over. Again. I'm just going to do it in here, actually. Because it's not going to be much of a difference in cost. See, if I do it like that, if I can get the perigee to be right on the descending node, that is the key. Boom, right there. So we do that maneuver, and then right at the perigee / descending node, we do our circularization burn and our plane change in one maneuver. Nice. Sweet. Oh, it needs some radial though, doesn't it? Yeah, it does. I feel like that's going to be enough to get a nice encounter at some point along that orbit. So let's just do both of those maneuvers. Those are both pretty cheap. Yeah, those are both pretty cheap. Your face added a lot more. Yeah, so what's up, Taradra? I didn't ask for your opinion, man. Love you, Taradra. How's it going, buddy? Got a crash new work season and major schedule change with jet lag, brain stupor. Peace out, Bill. Good talking with you, man. Later, RJ. Welcome back, Thomas. What'd you have? You had a stroopwafel, didn't you? Gotta love Mimus. Barely takes any DV compared to the Mun. Oh, that's freaking right, man. Well, just wanted to come in and say hi to my future landlord. If I had space, man, we might have a conversation, but we're not going to have a house that's going to have room for something like that. But even if the conversation was there, I'm not sure it would happen. But the house wouldn't. It's not even possible. Stuck in your lease for 15 months. Oof. You signed more than a year lease? Is that normal where you live? That sounds super abnormal. I've never heard of a lease longer than a year. Ever. Unless you get like a better price for more than a year or something. I just stuffed my face with a stroopwafel and I have 3 more in front of me. I'm glad, Thomas, that you finally decided to join the civilized world. That's good. That's good. I'm proud of you. $12 months was $1,700 a month. 15 months was $1,200 a month. That's actually a much bigger difference to Roger than I expected you to say. That's wow. That is a huge difference. That's a huge difference. That's nuts, actually. So there's actually a pack of stroopwafels in the kitchen that I didn't know of. Thomas, Thomas, you made me put my leg down from chair. Oh, dear Lord. All right, so that's our first burn. We got our second burn coming up. And then from there, we'll do our rendezvous with the satellite. Right here, pop the satellite or the solar panel onto it. Then we'll go down to the surface, do our surface ops, and head back. So Roger, that's a great deal. But the timeline aspect is the only like thing that's not good, you know? But that the money savings is absolutely huge, man. That's awesome. We, with our current rental, got super lucky. They did a remodel right before we moved in. Didn't raise the rent, and the rent was lower than the rest of the neighborhood, on average. They could have charged. We were paying $13.50 now. They could have charged another $500 a month, easy, at the time. Now, forget it. They could easily charge way more. I got lucky though. We have awesome landlords. It's not a rental company or an apartment complex. It is just a private renter renting out the house that her parents own. And she manages it for her parents. And they have raised their rent on their other properties, but they never raised ours because we're awesome. We pay our rent on time. We keep good care of the house. And we've even paid our rent early some months. They like us. They never raised our rent. We got super, super, super lucky with this landlord. How do you feel about renting a house versus apartment condo? It depends on your life, man. If it's just you, no pets, no significant other, apartment's just fine. Even with a significant other, even with pets, apartments can be totally fine. It just depends on what's available in your area, what the prices are for either of those items in your area, right? I prefer a house with a backyard because we have dogs. Not every dog needs a backyard. But certain breeds need more activity and so on. Like a husky can do fine in an apartment. For example, very high energy dog, but you got to give that dog a lot of exercise. You got to take it out all the freaking time for breeds like huskies and Dobermans and stuff. Other dogs are a lot more chill. Like labs are much lower energy, relaxing kind of dogs. So these are all variables that come into play with those kinds of decisions, for sure. They're month to month. Yeah, that's expensive for month to month. We've been month to month for 3 or 4 years now. We signed a 12 month to start with, and it's just been month to month since. No change in price for us. All right, we're in our orbit. Let's transfer over to the satellite so we have a good optimum time. Actually, yes. Well, not really. It's in like 25 days. That kind of sucks, actually. Let's circularize at the apogee first to get more of a phasing orbit with the target. So relative inclination, 0.13 degrees, that's fine. So what we're going to do is we're going to circularize our orbit and actually get into more of a phasing situation with the target. That way we'll have a rendezvous sooner than 25 freaking days or whatever it is. What I also want to do before we execute this burn is let's actually turn down the thrust limiter a lot. So it's at least 3 seconds. It's easier for it to be more accurate that way. Thomas, just eat it. You're coming to us for validation when you're just so excited about this stroopwafel. You should just eat it. Checo, if you got a good family situation, man, take advantage of the parents thing. Save up some money, dude. There's no reason you shouldn't. Depends on your family situation and your life situation and your wishes and all that stuff, of course, but no reason not to take advantage of the parents thing, man. Live at home if you can. Why not? It's lame in some ways, but it's a smart financial decision. See, that little maneuver saved us 22 days. We got a rendezvous in 2 days now. Let's do it. We live in a neighborhood, not out in the country, the city we live in, so pesticides and stuff in the city will most likely make the dog get sick. That doesn't sound right to me. What kind of place do you live? Like, are you just guessing? Or do you live in like some agricultural area with a lot of pesticide use or something? Because that doesn't sound like scientifically accurate at all to me. I want to move out, but living at home is perfectly fine, and it would save a ton of money if I could land a job close to home. That's correct. Yeah. Really don't want to work at a grocery store again. Don't be afraid, man. If you can't find a job with your degree or whatever right away, get something to pay the bills, man. Start saving money while you look for the real job that you want, you know? Why not? No reason not to. That is a massive separation. Oh, there we go. 0.6 kilometers. That's not bad, but we can do better, I think. 0.2 kilometers. Hell yeah, let's do it. In a day. Oh yeah, Mason's got a good point. Yep, there you go. Rideshare stuff, absolutely. The intercept's like freaking out. It during time warp, it doesn't think that the intercept is actually going to happen. Relative velocity is like 7 meters per second. This is Midness, man. That is Midness for you. Excuse me. Yeah, Checo, there you go, man. Obviously, if you want to start using your degree, you should just like constantly be looking for that job, right? But something to pay the bills in the meantime. And even if you don't have like bills per se living at home, something to use to save up money, dude. And have money to go do shit for fun too. What a weird satellite. So it needs me to attach this solar panel that we brought onto it. Okay. Well, let's pretend like we're about to go dock with it, I guess, huh? We have huge mosquito issues during the summer months. That's what the city usually spray for, but we do have farms here, mostly cotton and corn. Heck, the elementary school here is in the middle of a corn farm. Oh, dang, okay. Have you heard in your area people having issues with their dogs getting weird sicknesses and stuff? Is that like a common thing there? Why are they having me put solar panels on this thing? It's already got some. Come on. Come on. All right, Bill. Bill Nye the Kerbal repair guy. Sure. Okay, so where is this button to do the construction stuff? I think it's this little guy right there. So I think if we do this and do this. Wait, is that literally it? Okay, let's freaking go then. That was easy. All right. Oh, dang, Karama, yeah. So I live in an agricultural area of California, Karama. And I do live in like the city area of my geographical location, but there is a lot of ag around me as well, okay? Almond orchards freaking everywhere. And so on. And like if they're spraying the orchard near your house or something, yeah, I've heard that people who live next to these farms and stuff won't let their dogs out for a couple hours while they're doing all the spraying, and then they'll like go out there with their dogs like that day to make sure the dog's not licking a bunch of crap or whatever. But like the next day, it's generally fine, and I've not heard of a lot of like health issues and stuff. There's other things to be said about pesticide use that I don't want to get into, but yeah, I guess it's all a case by case basis, like exactly what's being sprayed and so on. You know. All right, so we're getting into a lower orbit. The next thing we're going to do is go land near this rover that needs to be repaired. We're going to do a couple of things while we're down there on the surface with it. We're going to crash the transfer stage intentionally onto the surface, which we always do anyway, but that's going to generate us some seismic data at the deployable science that we already have there, which is already there. The surface outpost thing I'm just going to do another time when we have ISRU. Science data from the surface, easy. Crew report, done. Plant a flag, easy, done. This construction of the rover just needs this solar panel here. Or really any solar panel, I guess it doesn't matter. And we got to drive it to a location. Done. Then we'll go home. A lot of money, one flight. That's the way to do it. It would be smart if I tried to start like reusing things and stuff like that. We should try to look at doing that, maybe. Start saving some more money on these missions. Speaking of rashes, I got a satisfactory itch that is getting itchier. Is it now? I remember that big multiplayer save we had, Mason, with the giant item mall that you built. That thing was nuts, dude. I built the big, what was it? I think I built like a gigantic copper processing warehouse somewhere and so on. That was when I was chucking the C4 at everybody that one day, you remember? Or the sticky grenades or whatever it was. I just really didn't like the way the multiplayer was set up, where we'd have to save or like share the save file with each other. Okay, like whoever's playing, go download the save file from the Satisfactory channel and start the multiplayer with it, and then blah 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 blah. And then when you're done playing, upload the save file. Like that sucked. Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you, that was annoying. They really need like dedicated multiplayer for Satisfactory. It's surprising that they don't have it yet. Unless they do, and I'm stupid and I'm not aware. Like that's essential. It's absolutely essential. Okay, we're gonna wait for this landing site to get underneath our schmorbit here. The actual gameplay itself is super fun, but it's like the mechanics and logistics of multiplayer are what are a pain in the butt. No dedicated anything is kind of weird. Which is fine. I'm not hating on it. It's a great game. It's just kind of weird that they don't have that. It seems like a game maybe that more people solo than play together. So maybe it's not like a huge focus for them, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, I agree, Mason. Yeah. What's their target for 1.0? Have they ever said what their target is? Oh, nice. Cool. Good for them, man. Their development cycle has been awesome. I'm not like a huge Satisfactory guy, but I do think that they've got a good development cycle that's been very player friendly. Not a lot of BS from them that I'm ever aware of even hearing. I think they seem to have done a good job with their development cycles. I know I'm burning early. Just want to get close to the rover. Whoa, cool. Looks sleek. Three, two, one, and boom goes the dynamite. Let's go. Okay. All right, Bill. Get out. Do your job. Nicely done. Thank you, man. I feel like it might not be a surprise that I played this game for like 10 years. Was it wise to land with solar deployed? I mean, when I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm pretty good at landing. It's not so much a concern for me. This rover servicing is sponsored by Flex Seal. Wow, that's a lot of damage. Flex Seal fixed it right up. Yeah, Thomas, isn't that adorable? I thought that was super cute, actually. Oh, that's a mid-miss rover. Okay. Activate nav. Let's go. Let's not do any of that, though. Can we turn off the reaction wheel? And maybe undo the brakes? Are these broken? No, let's go. At a freaking snail's pace over here. YB, what's up, buddy? How you doing, man? We're running a big contract mission right now. We did one flight. And we're doing a bunch of missions. We repaired a satellite in Minimus orbit. We are going to get science data from the surface of Minimus. We're going to plant a flag on the surface of Minimus. We just repaired this rover, and we had to drive it to a certain place. The game generated this rover for me and told me to go repair it and drive it somewhere, which I've done. This is super cool. I didn't know the game did this for you. We have to generate seismic data from the deployable science, but we've already generated the data. It's just got to collect it and send it back now. But I think the next time the antenna for the deployable stuff gets in range, it'll do that. So yeah, big mission. Lot of contracts being solved in one flight here, which is the way to do it. We're just driving the little rover they gave us around the surface right now. It's a cute little rover, actually. I like it. All I did was put on the solar panel. Oh, that's a little ways away, huh? I am actually going to stop it real quick and quick save in case we get like some terrain seam Kraken issue or something. Yay, traction. What's traction? Okay, can we stop maybe? Is that a thing that could be done? Quick save. Cool. Okay, let's go. Doombaratu, hey, what's up, man? Hey, Doombaratu. So this is a kOS playthrough that I'm doing. My gameplay rules are everything without a pilot, beyond the Kerbin SOI, all kOS controlled. I'm on Minmus, obviously, so I don't need it right now. But check out what I did. Oh, you know what? This vessel is not going to have them on there, so never mind. This isn't going to work. But I have, for a certain probe that I designed, I have a thing where it spawns a kOS UI with magnetometer, thermometer, and barometer. And I can click it and tell it to run the experiments. So it tells me if it's random or not, and I can hit a button to transmit it and everything. What I want to do is, instead of having to code in each individual experiment and do the whole like tagging it in the VAB thing, I want it to just programmatically detect all available experiments on there and populate the UI automatically. I haven't updated the script. I kind of know how to do it, but I haven't actually done it yet. But it is possible to loop through the parts tree and grab like the module of science experiment or whatever it's called. I forget. I think. Right? Question mark. You guys, Doombaratu is the maintainer / author of kOS. He's been maintaining that for a long time now. Okay, are they happy with where we went? They are. Cool. Let's go back. Freaking Minmus. Okay, I need traction control. Like, at least an amount of traction. Like, a usable amount of traction would be beneficial. I'm gonna say, this feels like this thing's crawling. I was wondering if maybe one of the wheels is spinning the wrong direction, but it doesn't seem like it. Oh yeah, you can make the lights blink and stuff now, can't you? Ah, cool. Rotation angle doesn't seem to be changing a single thing about this. Or pitch angle. Huh. Okay, whatever. For some reason the lights API doesn't work through kOS part module fields, and I don't know why, so you can't script the lights sadly. Oh, that's too bad. You know, Doombarats, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Up until this playthrough, I'd always preferred like Python and KRPC. But I'm really loving kOS now, man. It just feels more lore friendly. Does that make sense? Within the game? For obvious reasons, I would assume. I like it better. I was a big fan of like using like Python and stuff. I have a Python repository for some old non-realism overhaul ascent logic that I put together. It actually didn't use PID controllers whatsoever. But I was able to get to orbit in RO with the old stuff I was writing in Python. It was able to detect engine out and adjust it accordingly and all that stuff, and throttle capability, etc. It is good. It was good, but I'm realizing kOS, because it doesn't have to do that telnet thing that KRPC does, the performance for kOS seems much better. You know? Like, I'm still using, like, for example, come on, OBS. Like, I'm still using Visual Basic, right? With an extension that someone made for kOS and stuff. So I'm still coding outside of the game, right? But even then, like, it still feels better with kOS, like in a believability of the gameplay kind of sense. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm talking about. It is an in-game computer, which is pretty neat. Come on, Brakes. I believe in you. I don't actually at all, but nobody tell him. What is this, Thomas? You're using old Reddit, Thomas, like a man of culture. Oh, I saw that the other day or yesterday or something. Yeah, that was hilarious. Apparently, Thomas, have you read about this incident? I guess somebody cracked something that like a lot of school districts use. That wasn't just at that one school. It happened that day at a lot of schools. %, agreed, Doom Baratu. That's why I prefer it now. Yep, Thomas, yep. I could not believe it when I read about that. That's pretty good. We've already collected the science here, but we're going to recover it anyway to keep the contract happy. Excuse me. And I think that should be it. So we planted a flag, we moved the rover, fixed the satellite. This data was collected, it just hasn't rotated, I think, enough to transmit or whatever. But I saw the messages pop up, it did collect. So I think we just got to go recover this science now and go home. Doom Barato, I also put together a docking script, man. So I do a vec draw 50 meters out from the target docking port. The craft that I'm currently piloting to dock to the target goes to the end of that vec draw 50 meters out, stops itself, turns down the vector, and then it starts moving towards the target. And then I have it doing translation every loop of the script. So it'll translate in the whatever this direction is, up, down. I forget what it's called in kOS. And then it does the left-right translation every step of the loop. So it goes through the loop. Okay, do I need to translate up or down? Yes, no. Let's translate up or down accordingly. Now that we've got the up-down correct, do we need to do left-right? Okay, do that. then so it's constantly like on the dot, perfect targeting, and it works extremely well. What I want to do is figure out like an actual collision avoidance thing with the docking. See if there's any way to detect from any arbitrary starting point in a relative rendezvous scenario, let's say at a big space station, you know, you're within a kilometer or something. Target the docking port. The script will do collision avoidance, make sure you don't hit anything, come around, find that 50 meters out, and then go follow the same procedure from there. Right now, what I have to do is I have to manually pilot it to a position that will not crash anything when it goes straight from its current location to the end of the vec draw, 50 meters out, and then from there into the docking port target. I still have to kind of make sure it's not going to hit anything, but I want to get like collision avoidance thing. So I don't know if that's possible. You don't have to tell me how. Is it like a yes or no? Is it possible kind of thing to do collision avoidance? So bounding box. I did see some stuff in the docs about bounding boxes. So I can utilize that and see if my current vector intersects a bounding box in some way. There's probably a way to do that. And then if vector hits bounding box, adjust, blah, blah, blah. Live dashcam viewing and Sentry footage confirmed coming to the Tesla app. Assets and API endpoints found in the latest app update. Hell yeah, Mason. Nice. Nice. You will also be able to speak directly to your mobile phone and project your voice via the pedestrian warning system. Oh, is that sound that always plays when I put it in reverse? People always say my Model 3 sounds like a spaceship when I back up. There's actually a speaker in there, right? Because there's no engine to sound like it's backing up. So it's literally a speaker playing that sound as like a safety thing to people around you, like this car is backing up. So what you're saying is if you see someone like fucking around next to your car or something, I'll be able to open up my Tesla app and speak into it like, get the hell away from my car. Or like, I just saw you bump your door on my car, you bastard. No way, dude. That's cool. When are we going to get our freaking turn signal cameras enabled, dude? When are we going to get that? It's like, for me, I don't give a shit about the waypoints, man. That's not my meme. I want my goddamn turn signal cameras to pop on. What? Why? How? Why is that not a thing? I know you and I have talked about this. You told me it's something about like the refresh rate on the camera and it's too close to like the blinker like light thing on the outside of the car. Then interpolate the frames around it. It's a goddamn like advanced AI software company that happens to also manufacture cars, okay? They can figure that out. They can figure out frame interpolation. Come on, man. Like, they have one of the most advanced neural nets in the world. They can interpolate a couple of frames. God damn it. You can tell I've thought about this very aggressively. I'm sorry, Grav. I'm afraid I can't do that. Nice, Thomas. Nice. I have, but not in a long time, Algard. Oh, I missed Karama's message, so I just upgraded my Aegina stage to use the XLR81 and Is better slightly. Oh yeah, slightly. Oh, I don't doubt that at all, Mason, but I just want my turn signal cameras. Thanks, Doombrata. Let's see. Returns a position an absolute ship-raw reference frame of whichever of the 8 corners of this bounding box is furthest in the direction the ray vector is pointing. Oh. Okay. Oh, I can see how to do that. The example is perfect too. No, wait, okay. The closest point in the other vessel's bound box is this far away. Nice, okay. And so you might, if you're, let's say, a couple hundred meters out from your station and your docking port is, say, on the other side of the station, you would draw a vector straight to the docking port. Of course, it would detect a bounding box issue and probably redraw like a field of vectors and see which one is the most optimal based on, okay, I'm kind of spitballing, but I'd have to look at it some more, but I could see how that would work. Also upgraded the boosters on the engine skirt on my Alice, slightly increased in Delta V and TW arcs. Great. Nice, man. Are you playing with Blue Dog Design Bureau, Karama? It sounds like you're playing with BDB. BDB is awesome. Very cool mod. Yeah, Mason, it's important with some of these movies and books to understand the context of the book, when it came out, etc. Like Foundation, for example. As you know, when you read it, it's a very dated book. I still think even today it's awesome. But at the time, I mean, Asimov wrote these books like 50 years ago. So it's important to remember these things. Also with books like A Mote in God's Eye. That book, I've described this book to you guys a little bit. It's a first contact book. But the aliens are the lower power race. It's not like most sci-fi first contact stories where the aliens are like mega ultra powerful and the heroes save the day at like the last second. It's actually the humans are much more powerful than the aliens that they come across. And there's a lot of elements of like fear of other and like that kind of thing. I think my theory is this book was published in the early 1970s, less than 10 years after the civil rights movement. So there's a lot of elements of like fear of other and prejudice against this other race. And it's aliens versus humans kind of situation. But it's really contextually interesting based on when it came out. I agree with you, Mason, but you can see what I'm saying. Like, it's a perception that you could imagine some people might have. One warning, the current version of kOS in public releases does have a bug with bounding boxes if you use the mods that change the engine plumes like Waterfall. kOS ends up thinking The artwork box with the engine plume is part of the balance even when the engine isn't firing. I could only see that making things less efficient, not necessarily creating collisions that would happen. Right? In like a docking script, for example, let's say we've got a station. There's already another craft there with a waterfall configured engine. All it's going to do is that bounding box is just going to be a little bit bigger. So you're going to have a less efficient route because it's going to go even wider than it really needs to. I don't necessarily see that creating like a massive problem, but it's good to know. What's up, T-Man? How you doing, buddy? Dumeratu. Man, that's such a good first book, though. Masoneer in our community, Dumeratu. We have a book club channel on Discord and everything. We talk about sci-fi and all kinds of stuff there. He actually just poured through all of the Foundation Asimov stuff. The original trilogy, the prequels, and the robot stuff, and all that. And yeah, he went through all of that stuff recently. I've only read the first book, though. Doom Brats, are you watching the series on Apple TV, the new one? I've been hearing it's a pretty big divergence from the books, which isn't necessarily a bad thing in my opinion. But a lot of real diehard Asimov people are like really upset about how much they're detracting from the books. I'm of the opinion that I don't want my book to screen adaptations to be direct retellings. I also don't want them to just use the name only and do their own total thing. Somewhere in the middle. It can be close to one side or the other. That's fine. I don't want either extreme. From what I've seen so far, and I've only read the first book of Foundation, the TV show is definitely changing some things. The main plot is definitely there, but who does certain things and when certain things happen have been moved around a little bit. That's fine for me, at least. RCS also has the issue due to waterfall plumes. Yep. Probably, Thomas. Yep. Really interesting, Nubarato. I bet Mason knows what you're talking about. I do not. Mason, is that the one thing you spoiled for me and you told me don't click on it at your own peril and I clicked on it anyway? Is it that thing? Because there was a thing that you told me not to click on and it was for other people to read, but I clicked on it anyway. It's my fault. Oh, okay. Have you read or heard of a Mote in God's Eye, Doombaratu? Fantastic book, man. One of the better sci-fis I've read. And it came out almost 50 years ago. Yeah. Oh, damn, that is almost 50 years ago because it came out in 74. So that would put Foundation at like 70 years or 60. Oh my God. Wow. Have you guys ever read Everybody Poops though? Love you, Spooky. God damn it. You read Mote? Nice, man. I love that book. Now, Mote doesn't have like the grandiose kind of storytelling that Asimov has, for example, right? But I found it to be a really, really great book. Really good. I recommend Mote to everybody who likes to read sci-fi Doombratu. Excuse me, Mason? What? Spooky, what you up to tonight, man? You and your partner gotten further through Expanse yet? I forgot his name. He told me, but I don't remember. Agree, but don't get the Audible. You know what? Okay, so Bill, I've talked to you about this before. I'm a big Audible guy. I don't really like... it's not that I don't like reading books, print versions or Kindle or e-read, whatever. It's not that I don't like it. I actually enjoy it in a big way. But I much prefer audiobooks. And I didn't not like the audiobook for Moat. I thought it was fine. Maybe I listened to like a better narration. Maybe there's multiple narrations of it. The one I liked whatever I listened to, and I'm really picky about narrators, so. Oh, yeah. Season 2, Episode 5 of Expanse ends Book 1. That is a very, like, point of finality, as you know. So, yeah. No, that's a really good point to kind of relax and take it all in. That's a beautiful ending to that episode, too. You know what, Spooky, you can answer this question for me. Let's not talk about what the ending of that episode actually is, but knowing what it is, I've heard some people say that who have watched and read a lot more sci-fi than I have, and I've read a lot, say that was one of the most beautiful sci-fi scenes, book or screen, of all time. Can't explain it without spoiling, but basically don't read the Foundation series to the end unless you read the other Asimov non-Foundation books first. Interesting. Yeah, I've heard with like Expanse, for example. I'm a big, huge Expanse fan, dude, Baratu. If you haven't noticed, I may appreciate the Expanse in a big way. It's possible that I might be a fan. I don't know, though. It could be. It couldn't be possible. I don't know. They keep the coffee right there. I'm just saying. I know way too much about this damn show. With the books for The Expanse, there's the main series, and then there's novellas along the way. Little kind of small, kind of one session type books, very short books that are like in between the main story. Some of them are prequel stories. Some of them are like right there in the line of the story sequentially. But even with the ones that are meant to be like prequel stories, maybe it still came out between, for example, books 3 and 4 or whatever. You're not really supposed to read it out of publication order, because even though a given novella might be like a prequel story, the way it's written is intended to be read in order of publication, right? I've heard Foundation isn't exactly meant to be read in the exact publication order. That there is kind of a preferred reading order that is not exactly the date of publication. What do you think about that? Moat audible narration was very hard for me to follow. I had to rewind constantly, and I already knew the story. Okay. No, I didn't have that issue. I was driving a lot for work at the time, so maybe that was a bit of a reason why. The Other Land series by Tad Williams. What is that, Alucard? I don't know if I've heard of that one. Oh, we should probably pay attention if we're about to re-enter the frickin' planet, huh? Nothing to just drink is still reserved. Michael is his name. Okay. We got season. Oh, no, I already read that part. I agree. It was very moving and extremely well acted. They were incredible. I'm not gonna lie, I tear up at that scene because I'm a big emotional boy. I did too, actually. It's a very warming scene. Season 2, Episode 5 Expanse in a big way. Just burn off some excess velocity here. Let's mess with some pitch, just so we can keep our perigee that we want. See, this wouldn't be a bad script to write either, like a re-entry burn. something that goes retrograde, but then pitches up or down to hold the exact perigee for reentry that we want, just to burn off excess fuel, right? That'd be kind of nice to do. Oh, and the cheers that they do. Oh man, spooky. What a freaking moment that cheers is, right? Oh, that's cool, Alucard. That probably draws some inspiration from Neuromancer. Neuromancer was freaking good, man. Have you heard of Neuromancer, Alucard? I don't like this. How's that not dead? Spooky getting out with the aggressive knife over here. Jesus. Alucard, if you like that whole dystopian virtual reality thing, you should look up a book called Neuromancer. You should really look it up. I've given you too many books, though. Read Saturn Run first. Go create your Audible account, Alucard, so I can gift you a book. The Audible account trial. Verify that it's not going to charge you. I'm almost certain you could cancel your account before it ever charges you at the end of your trial, but you still get to keep the book that you got for the trial. Double check the details, though. Don't accept that at face value. Make sure. But I think you can even do a no credit card trial. I don't know. But if you create an Audible account, I will give you a book. I talked to you about Saturn Run. I will give you that book. Figure it out. Create your Audible account, and I will gift it to you. I have a credit that I'm not using right now, so I'd be happy to give it to you. Imagine if Rockstar made the end of Red Dead Redemption 2 make no sense unless you played through GTA, just because the same company, both of them, they assumed everyone knows the lore of both. That's kind of what Asimov did with Foundation that annoyed me. Got it. Interesting, Doombratu. Okay. I don't necessarily think that would be an absolute bad thing. I think that just more depends on what kind of reader you are. I don't know if I would personally like that or not if I were to read through the whole series, but I don't think that's bad as an absolute bad. That's more as a subjective thing. I probably wouldn't like it myself if and when I go read through the whole series, but to each their own, I suppose. Yeah, Bill, me too, man. College really ruined me with reading. I used to read a lot for pleasure, way before I was ever into sci-fi. And then college happened, and I was a very good college student, at least after a certain point. That's a whole long story. But I was a straight A college student. That doesn't mean I graduated with a 4.0, because I had to dig myself out of a 0.8 GPA hole that I put myself in the first couple of years of college. Whole other story. I basically dropped out of college, but not technically. Went back, kicked ass, got like a 4.0 from that point. But my bad GPA from before still followed me, unfortunately. Anyway, so I was a very good student when I went back to college. And technically never took a break. But anyway, I really hit the books hard in college, big time. I was a very good student and studied a lot. And I got a microbiology degree. So I was reading lots of really verbose textbooks, reading a lot of research papers published on PubMed and things like this. And so I hit the books hard, man, and it ruined my love for reading for pleasure for a long time. What actually got me back into reading was The Expanse, funnily enough. I saw season 1 of the show or whatever it was. I think season 1 was almost over. And then when I discovered it, I caught up. And I found out after catching up, this is based on a series of books. I was like, cool, I'm going to go read this book. And ever since then, I have just gobbled up so much sci-fi. My Audible list is huge. And I actually had a previous Audible account once upon a time that I lost stuff on. I've repurchased everything on this Audible account that I'm using now. So, man, I've seriously read so much. And I've got a bunch of print books too. But even though I prefer Audible, right when I discovered this love for reading again, after Expanse, I binged all of that and started reading other stuff too. I had a job where I was driving a lot, so Audible made a lot more sense for me at the time. And I was commuting like 45 minutes there, and then the drive back was usually like an hour 15. So this is like perfect Audible time, my commute time, absolutely. So I was just churning out books like nobody's business. And so I read through a lot in that time at that job. It was great. I read so much. I binged The Expanse a billion times. Read a lot of Kim Stanley Robinson. Tried to start Hyperion a couple of times. That didn't really work for me. I think Hyperion's the kind of book where I need it in print to focus on it. For some reason, the Audible just hasn't really sold me. I'm very interested in what I've heard about the book, Hyperion. But haven't ever actually gone through it. Culture is the same way. I've got the first Hyperion book. I've got the first Culture book. Both I have tried to read, or listen to, I should say, and have never been able to get through them because the Audible is just not very engaging. I do like the content of them, though, so I want to get those in print. God, man. Like, okay, let's go through my Audible real quick. What do I have on here? Obviously, I've got Expanse out the wazoo. I'm like super obsessed, I'm not gonna lie. Let's see. Neuromancer was a great book. Saturn Run, I've been selling that book like crazy. Love that book, it's so good. A lot of Kim Stanley Robinson, such as Red Moon, Aura, the Mars trilogy by him, Revelation Space by Alastair Reynolds, all the Andy Weir stuff, Martian, Artemis, and then Project Hail Mary, which I will say, I've been saying this the whole time, I do think Project Hail Mary is better than The Martian. And Artemis, his second book, I think it's his worst. I don't know what happened. He came out the gate so strong with Martian. Excellent book, great movie. Artemis, massive step back. Project Hail Mary, better than both. Great book. Delta V by Daniel Suarez, very fun book. Delta V, for you readers out there, I've recommended this to a bunch of people. So a lot of you have heard this pitch already. But Delta V is about an eccentric billionaire who wants to kickstart the asteroid mining industry in the 2030s. Fun book. Star Shroud, I have it's both of its sequels as well. That's a really cool book series. It's more recent, so a lot of people probably haven't heard of it. Dresden Files, I read the first one. I was into it, but I also wasn't in the mind of reading like a freaking 30-book series at the time, so I didn't keep going with that. Ocean Worlds, awesome book about a starship mission to Saturn. Very freaking cool book. A crewed starship mission to Saturn in Ocean Worlds. Obviously, Three Body Problem in the trilogy. I've got the trilogy, but I've only actually read the first book. The Final Empire by Brandon Sanderson. Someone recommended that to me, but I've never read it. I think it's a fantasy book. Singularity Trap by Dennis Taylor. Got it, never read it. Seven Eves by Neil Stevenson. Excellent book. Mote in God's Eye. It's whatever books. That's just on this account. Yeah, I got 30 something books on this account. My other one had some more. I don't remember what they were though. I've got other books in print too that aren't in Audible that I just like saw at the bookstore and wanted. I do have a signed copy of one of KSR's books. I think it's Kim Robinson's Red Moon or something like that. Can you recover your old account? I already tried, they wouldn't. I didn't have enough information to verify it. I think I created it with like fake information for some stupid reason. It's whatever. I've made my peace with it. It's fine. That was years ago. Still super happy like Neuromancer. It's pretty cerebral and hard to follow along sometimes. So it's a fun ride. Yeah, I'm being honest with you. I almost put it down a couple of times. I told you this before. But I'm really glad I stuck with it. And I didn't put it down because it wasn't good. I almost put it down those couple of times, which I didn't end up doing. Because it was kind of hard to follow at points. And I think it was more my problem because I wasn't giving it full attention, you know? Not that Audible makes it harder to pay attention, but it's easier to fall into a place of not paying attention. It's definitely easy to pay attention, but it's also easy to fall out of attention. And I found myself doing that a lot with it. I think it was more my problem what I was doing at the time outside of the read. So, to be fair, for the book, I think it was a great book. I loved it. The story was very cool too. You could definitely see where a lot of the cyberpunk genre, I mean, the book literally invented cyberpunk. Like, it invented the genre. It did not exist before this book. So you can definitely see where, like, The Matrix, the actual game called Cyberpunk, Blade Runner, all of these things pull from Neuromancer. And it's so interesting. Very cyber cowboy. Abso-freaking-lutely. Hell yeah, it is. Last Scrolling is finally setting up at least one Road synchronous comm sat. Nice. Road is the starting planet in Beyond Home, if I remember right. Nice, Chroma. That sounds fun, man. You know I'm gonna want pictures, dude. Damn, we made like a lot of money on that. Now, why didn't this finish? We got the stuff. I saw the messages pop up. It must not have transmitted yet, maybe? Let's go see. There's a little Armstrong and Ash, right. Kurama, you should try GamesLinks' other pack, his first one, called GamesLinks Planet Overhaul. Also a very cool pack of his. Very, very cool pack. Oh my gosh, Dubaratu, that's crazy. Oh, there we go. It just sent it all back right now because it just got connection. Cool. So that's even more money. I think we made like $1 million in that one mission. Roughly. Dubaratu, man, one time I did a Realism Overhaul RP1 playthrough on Granis. What the hell is it called? Galileo's Planet Pack, GPP. And I did it with the Granis expansion pack with that extra star system out there. And at real scales, a transfer of a probe out to that star system, I think took like 90 years or something ridiculous. It was crazy. And I remember it was kind of like the end-ish of the playthrough. And so I didn't really care about time warping massive amounts. And it seriously took like 45 minutes to time warp it. at maximum possible warp. I was just sitting there watching it. It took forever. I think it was even like the maximum that better time warp would let me set. It was years ago. I don't remember too well, but yeah, GPP is fun, man. I like that planet pack a lot. I do think that Games Links Beyond Home is the best one outside of RSS. But GPP in Galileo's other planet, or Games Links' other planet pack. So there's Games Links Planet Overhaul. There's GPP, I think, are tied for second. And I'm excluding RSS because I'm a big RO nerd more than anything else. So excluding all that. Beyond Home number 1. And then GPP and GPO tied for 2. There was just some elements of Games Links' Planet Overhaul that were super interesting. I don't remember exactly what. I think there was a moon and a polar orbit of the starting planet for one that was super hard to get to, but it was fun. There was like a failed star in it. So it was like a gas giant with like a protoplanetary disk, and it was super cool. Super cool. Beyond Home has some really interesting stuff too that I don't want to spoil for people. But it's got some very... Beyond Home's got some very unique stuff. Let's put it that way. Do not spoil it for yourself if you play it. It is very cool. Very, very cool. What do we got? Dang, that's a lot of money to finish this rover. About to go back to the home system. Nice, nice. We can just do another Minmus run. We can take that. Seismic surveys. This would require 2 different landings if it's at a different spot than the rover. A lot of spaceflight above. We'll definitely take that. Planet flag. We'll definitely take that. Bring up blueberries on doing it back to Kerbin. Excuse me, what? Excuse me? Blueberries? That must be like a green stone thing or something. Like on Minmus. Oh, Dumbaratu, yeah. No, man, when I was doing that GPP thing at real scale that I was telling you about, going out to Granus, that other star system in the expansion pack for GPP, I was streaming it, and I was like, oh my god, this is awful. Like, I had no idea this was going to take so long, guys. I'm so sorry. I think I actually, it took, and this was back, mind you, this is back when RO wasn't as mature as it is now. And the load times to boot up the game were huge. Absolutely huge. It would take like 5 or 10 minutes for some people. Now it's like 2 or 3 minutes. Even with like a really bulky install. At the time, even then, I found it quicker to turn off the game, put in better time warp or something, and boot it back up to help the situation. It was insane. It was insane. So I feel you there. Okay, so we're going to plant a flag. We're going to do some spaceflight above, crew reports, easy money. I need to put another Sentinel telescope out there. Time is at 10:12, okay. I think we save the Minmus missions for the next stream, which is tomorrow. Maybe for the rest of tonight, we'll do the Sentinel telescope, get that placed. Let's go ahead and grab the rest of the Minmus missions we're going to do tomorrow, though. Test TS-37 stack separator on escape trajectory out of Minmus. Piece of cake. I'm inclined to want to take this and this, but that means multiple landings, etc. Which should theoretically be okay if we make good use of our transfer stage and don't actually ditch it onto the surface. Because it's Minmus, we could probably land with the transfer stage as well for that extra Delta V, because currently we're kind of throwing it away. Yeah, okay, so we'll take that. And dang, I wanted to take the seismic one too. Oh yeah, that was a mistake to pull that one instead. What would happen if we ditched the surface-based contract? We wouldn't lose much money, and it's not a huge rep hit. I'm dishing it so we can get this other thing. And we'll do that all in one flight. Tomorrow. That's a big string of Minmus missions for tomorrow. Nice, okay. Let's do this Sentinel telescope. We've got a Sentinel telescope mission already built. So we should be able to fly it already. I forget what it was called though. Oh, here we go. Not bad. Okay, so that's the Sentinel A Grav Express extended fairing. Let's go see what this orbit's like. If it would be reasonable that we could get to it. Oh no, it won't let me see the orbit. I think I gotta be in a craft before it lets me. Oh dear. Oh god, which one is it? For the rover. Okay, so DFB3 is the new one. 2S7V is the old one we can get rid of. Okay. Cool. I could have also looked at the MET timer. Let's go hop in a random satellite at Kerbin. Like a KCOM or something. And just, you know, I think we got to be in flight for it to show us the orbit for the contract. Let's go see what it is. The solar orbit, of course. I'm going to bet it's probably inner system. Okay. So it's not actually giving me a target orbit. Huh. Okay, let me look something up real quick. Okay, so it is just a general thing, so it sounds like we can just launch it into whatever orbit. That's fine. That works out for us. We'll just launch the damn thing and send it on its way. Let's double check what antennas it has before we go. Breakfast for dinner. Dude, that is an awesome idea. I love breakfast for dinner. I'm a huge proponent of it. Dude, the whole 9 yards, like the hash browns and everything, man. Oh. Oh. Brinner. I hate that, actually, Mason. I don't know why, but that's a weird word, and I don't like it. YOLO, let's do it. It's not a new thing. Stop trying to make it happen. It's not going to happen. I don't have good hash browns, unfortunately. Do you have a potato? Do you have a potato? Oh god, I forgot the launch settings for this launcher. Oh dear lord. Oh yeah, we got good antennas here. Okay, that's fine. Let's guess. So our TWR 153 on liftoff. Actually, yeah, these settings should be fine. We start our turn at about 100, blah, blah, blah. Okay, yeah, all right. That should actually be perfectly fine. Pancakes with perfect syrup to cake ratio. Yeah, that's the thing, J-Dog, is pancakes are like garbage tier breakfast food. Unpopular opinion, but I do not like pancakes. Generally speaking. I've had good pancakes, but they're few and far between. I generally do not like pancakes. Mason, first lesson's free. I'm never wrong. First lesson's free. What is this detecting? Ah, okay, the green screen. Okay. I was like, what the hell's going on there? Oh my god, it's even worse! No! I'll fix that shit later. I can see it, it's poking through. Just a little bit. Imagine eating breakfast. Thomas, are you serious about the ARCA thing? That's a little ARCA of them. Can we make people massively screwing up? Can we call that being like ARCAing? Can we make that a verb? Is that a thing that we can do? Like, oh, that's so ARCA of them. Or, don't pull an ARCA. Don't ARCA it. It could be an adjective or a verb. No, Spooky. It's a common misconception. He's not part of the board, okay? He is actually an AI drone. A little bit of a difference there. You gotta pay attention here. It's like it's your first day here, man. Skynet. Spooky, don't say the quiet part out loud. It triggers their resistance detections. Why is my floor shaking? Hey, did you guys see that sudden white flash over the Seattle area? You know how Seattle just isn't on the map anymore? What Seattle exactly? Exactly. All right, so I guess we just go out to interplanetary space and look for comets, huh? Let's boost as if we were going to go to Duna. We're not obviously going to go to Duna, but let's just pretend that that's the kind of direction we want to take our orbit. Yeah, that's fine. And then we'll do a maneuver out at AP. No, that's too far. I don't want to wait that long. That should be good. 218 days still, though, man. I don't want to wait that long, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to be really inefficient with this. We're going to do this burn to get on our big wide trajectory here, but then like right here, we're going to actually circularize, right? So, Okay, where's our maneuver execution? I guess I can do the, we don't necessarily need to, but with our gameplay rules, but we can go ahead and run our maneuver script if we want. Oh, I learned how to spell script, I promise. Or switch. Yeah, let's not enable that term. A little much there on that one. Usually Automod's really over aggressive, but that was a good catch, I suppose. Cursed comment? Yes, that is a cursed comment. I hate it. Thank you, Thomas. I saw that. Should have spelled that with 2 T's, Alucard. Okay, what? Why did we do that? That was weird. It has never done that before. I had to kill the script manually, so it aired out. But why did it? Because I got MechJeb on still. I was supposed to disable MechJeb. That's why. It doesn't like MechJeb being on. I forgot. Yeah, MechJeb and kOS's steering locks do not get along. It's like Alt F11 or something. It's something like Alt or Control. It's some kind of F key with another key press. I totally forget what it is, though, unfortunately. Autopilot Wars. Yep. Yeah, that threw off the whole maneuver script. Absolutely. That's why that just happened. But that should be fine. So that's good. I think I'm just going to circularize us right here. Yeah, it's about 39 days out. Okay. So let's plan a maneuver here. Then we got to do a pretty big radial component, of course. Wait a second. Oh, I'm totally not looking at this orbit, right? Okay, hold on. Just looking at the wrong orbit for Kerbin, for sure. Then we're gonna do this. That's right. Okay, that's fine. That works. All right, let's warp out of the Kerbin system a bit here. Needs to be activated in a solar orbit. Okay, got it. I'm not vegan, Spooky. And even when I was actual vegan, honey was fine for me. It's not bad for the bees. I never understood why some vegans thought that was the case. It is scientifically not bad for the bees. That's never one I understood. Just vegetarian now. Spooky. Seriously, Spooky? That's I don't understand the honey thing with the vegan thing. I guess instead of calling us vegan, what we were doing, you could more accurately, I guess, call it plant-based. We still didn't do dairy, no meat, of course, things like that. But honey, and no eggs too. Honey though, that was a bit much. Wait, did it seriously already finish mapping comments for that contract? What? That was fast. I guess this is a good orbit for that. Holy hell. All right. I'm okay with that. Spooky, the only reason we stopped doing the full vegan thing and we're just like regular vegetarian now is vegetarian, super easy to eat. Out and at home. At home is easy. At home is also really easy for vegan. So, a lot of people think like, oh, what do you eat? You know, there's nothing good to eat. It's none of it tastes any good. 100% false. That means people are just fucking lazy and haven't decided to like Google something for 5 minutes. Yeah, no, that's never been the case, especially not lately. Super easy to make, really tasty, really high quality, good, nutritious vegan meals at home. At home. Vegetarian, very easy to eat out. Easy to pick off the menu what you want, right? At the worst case, I'm eating sides and stuff, not a main course. But almost always, there's a main course that I can eat. Vegan, almost impossible to eat out. Very, very tough. Possible, but very tough. Depending on the falafel. Alucard, depending on the falafel. Vegans don't eat eggs. So I did not eat eggs during that time. I eat them now because we're just vegetarian. So this is an expected exit on the script, by the way. I haven't updated the script. It exits the script in kind of a weird way. All the actual function is perfect. So yeah, we're good to go. This thing already detected comments and finished that contract for us. Cool. All right. Let's go. Let's see. Is there like another Sentinel contract we can grab? So Mason, funnily enough, the eggs and the dairy are the hardest reason. The reason why it's like super hard for vegans, not vegetarian, vegans to eat out, is freaking everything's got some kind of dairy or some kind of eggs in it. Sauces and everything. Very tough. Very, very tough. Vegetarian's a piece of freaking cake. Spooky, I will tell you, to help you feel better about this, and I'm not just blowing smoke up your butt, as someone who used to be in a position of being vegan, I almost say that you shouldn't feel bad about that, because what that means is this person felt very strongly in their convictions, but didn't care to actually research what they have these convictions about. The honey industry and bees and so on is actually critically necessary for bee population health and fighting against colony collapse disorder and all these other things. I mean, you can go do the research yourself. I don't have it all memorized off the top of my head right now. But we need these kinds of things to help the bee population. A lot of people don't realize how critical bees are for humans to live. I think the statistic, and again, I'm pulling this out of my ass, I could have the number wrong. So Google the number if you're curious. But something close to like a half of a given plate of dinner or meal is because of bees, pollinating and so on. So getting honey, not bad for bees in any way at all. Does not hurt them. In fact, bee farms for honey increase bee populations. If you like eating plants, you kind of need beekeepers. Not 4 years. That's too aggressive, Alucard, but we'd be in a lot of trouble if bees disappeared. Exactly, Spooky. Exactly. No, like if you're feeling so strong about a certain conviction that you have, okay, you should be willing to research that conviction. I feel like that's not a bad expectation to have of somebody. What that tells me is there's an intellectual disconnect there. And I couldn't be with somebody like that. See, Mason, you're wrong because there's this amazing thing that exists. You might not have heard of it because it's a pretty high-tech thing, but it's called Google. It's called verifying your sources. That's a thing. Or, no, you know what, Thomas? You probably saw it in a Facebook meme that your racist aunt posted or something, right? Talk about the quintessential American experience. You know what blows my mind, Spooky? Is a lot of that, like, only one person can solve this. And it's like a series of, like, it's an order of operations problem. So it's like something plus something times something minus something, parentheses, this thing. And a lot of times, literally not even a single choice is accurate. But then you got a whole bunch of people in the comments like, oh, it's this, it's definitely this, you know? And people fighting about it like, oh, you're fucking dumb, it's actually this. Like, no, actually none of these are correct. Like, yeah, no, PEMDAS. Oh my god, I hate people. People suck. This is cute. I like this. This is cute. This is another big telescope mission, but that's a huge freaking payout. Wow, that's a lot of money. I think we take it. Where is this orbit? We've got a Sentinel-A already out there. And I actually think it might be close to the orbit that this one needs. Where is Sentinel-A? Oh, that's a solar orbit, of course. Let's see, what do we got? No, it's pretty far. What kind of Delta V? We got 319. There's no way we're making it. There's no way. Yeah, no, there's no way. We'd have to do a direct launch. But that's fine. That's fine. Let's do that real quick. Ooh, that gets kind of spicy close to Moho, doesn't it? Unless it's super off plane. No. That target orbit definitely intersects with Moho. Okay, let's fly one more of these. Let's try to get it out there. I'm confident that we should be able to. Because reasons. Funky! What's up, buddy? How you doing, man? Should make a lander to enter the mole. Okay, so what actually is the mole? Is that like a real thing? Is it like a real indentation in the surface? Or are you just like being a meme or something, or what? Gotta pay the troll toll to get into the mall. Oh my god, okay. Okay. Did you hear about Carey Price? Wait, what? Takes leave? What happened? He's a goddamn good goalie. One of the best in the NHL. It's not announced what it is. He's entering the NHL Players Association's Player Assistance Program. That's usually like mental health issues. Man, that sucks. Or some severe family issues kind of stuff. I hope he's going to be okay. Mole has been a thing for years. Okay, interesting. A cripple in the mole. Oh, nice. So, funnily enough, in RSS, there's something pretty similar. On Deimos, one of Mars's moons, don't say it, Thomas. There is the way the texture wraps around the weird shape of Deimos. The way the height map reaches around. There's a spike. It's like the opposite of the mole based on what your screenshot is. It's almost the exact opposite. It's a gigantic, it's not there in real life, but it's a gigantic spike on Deimos, many kilometers tall. And it is actually like physics. You can land on top of Deimos. It's a thing that you can do on the Deimos spike. And I think somebody even landed like a ring of something around the spike and like landed it on there. It's pretty funny. Nuggets, hey buddy, how you doing, man? Welcome in. Hope you're doing good, man. Right now we're flying a Sentinel telescope mission to print money. Thomas, I know you. I've known you for 3 years. I know you. A little less than 3 years, maybe. I don't know. Good. How you going, man? I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Thomas, where are you running other than your cloud instance? Did you just restart the process or something? I don't get it. Or, oh wait, was I not supposed to say the quiet part out loud? In a cage? So what you're saying is you're in a Docker container. Okay. G-Funk, if you're still here, man, what do you think about the Sharks doing their big rebuild this year? They're pulling in tons of rookies, man. I don't think they're going to be a viable team, but at least the freaking rebuild is happening that's needed to happen for a while now in San Jose. They've needed that for a long time. That's a thing in Cheat's chat with his Clarice character. I hate it. It's actually very cool that he does it. I don't hate it in that sense. I hate it because it's creepy in the exact way that it's meant to be, and it's awesome. He's very good at it. But I hate it. I hate it because it creeps me out in a good way, but you know what I mean. I don't know. I'm excited. We got one big prospect this year, Eklund. That's definitely the guy to watch. He's like a 19-year-old or something, but he definitely shows some very good promise, Funky. So keep an eye out for Eklund on our end this year. He's the guy to watch in San Jose. I forget what farm team he came from, where they pulled him from. Okay, if we need to go sunward, we want to burn like out here-ish, right? I'll fine-tune that, of course, but... Where is the orbit? Why isn't it showing it to me? Oh, there it is. Okay. Oh, because we're not around the sun yet. Okay, that's fine. All right. Let's do it this way. Okay. Gotta focus the sun. So I need that maneuver to pull that perigee further in. Looks like we're roughly in the right plane already, so that's fine. Okay, so that's almost perfect right there. So we'll do that. Okay, let's execute that, and then after the burn finishes, we'll plan out the rest of the maneuvers, etc. What is the circularization going to be here? What's that going to cost us? That's a hefty burn. That's a big burn. That's close enough. I'm gonna bet that counts for the contract. But we can also add the right plane change to make it perfect. Okay, well, close enough, absolutely. What is that maneuver gonna cost us? 28. Well, not exactly, but right now I'm starting a second Apollo program. Cool, man. Are you playing RO, Nuggets? So if I run this maneuver to get out there first, that's about 1500 delta V. We'll have a total of about 1600 remaining between the two stages. We can't do this mission then. Unless I get really crafty with some flybys of some kind. This just isn't happening. Yeah, that's not happening. I'm at least gonna put this in some kind of orbit just for general detection. So if this is an Eve orbit Sentinel, we've already got our sort of Duna orbit Sentinel. What if we, instead of doing this one, let's just send this one outward past Duna. Our PC couldn't handle it. When was the last time you tried it, Nuggets? RO has gotten much better in terms of performance over the years. So you might have a much better time now than you did before. Okay, so that's much better. And then out here, because our orbital speed is much lower further out in the system, Should be able to circularize decently. Oh yeah, we got that piece of cake. No question. It is extremely complicated, Nuggets. I'm not playing RO right now, if you haven't noticed. But I will say, it to me is the most rewarding way to play. I don't think it's the only rewarding way to play. I do think it is by far the most rewarding. The learning curve is intense, Nuggets. It's tough. It's quite tough. But always, man, we got us on Discord if you want. I think you're already there, actually. If you ever have questions about RO, man, or you want to play, ask me there, ask me here. You know, I'll help you out. Mason, when is Cookie 154 going to happen? Just wondering, you know. You're going to live stream from your Model 3, you drive down to Boston to get your crumble. Visual mods are you using? In this install, I'm using Astronomer Visual Pack. You know, as one does. Okay, so that's good. Let's go ahead. Let's delete that maneuver for now. Now that we've got an actual orbit, let's do this. We got to get out past Duna's orbit. And we got plenty of delta V for that. Boom. All right. Cool. Let's go ahead and ditch the transfer stage. It's not needed. Alrighty. Okay, we've got a just on the outside edge of the SOI there. And then turn on the telescope. Boom. Cool. Then let's set up a maneuver alarm for that. Oh no, don't warp next. Stop it. Stop. Stop. No. Okay. Maneuver. Duna. What's the planet after Duna in stock? Duna and then Dres, the planet that doesn't exist. Cool. Eve is part of Astronomer Visual Pack. Most of these mod packs, like Spectra, Astronomer Visual Pack, there used to be one called Stock Visual Enhancements. They all use Eve as a dependency. Eve and Scatterer are the two main mods that make up all these visual packs. All these visual packs are basically, and I'm skipping a lot of detail here that's not perfectly accurate, but what I'm telling you basically works. All these visual packs are basically just different configs for the two main mods, Eve and Scatterer, for the most part. I'm skipping a lot of details, but that's a way that you can think about it. And it's mainly your GPU that the visual mods hit. Parts mods and all that other stuff is a lot of RAM. And physics calculations are mainly CPU stuff. So like your high part count vessels hit your CPU hard. If you have a lot of parts mods and stuff, that's where your RAM's going to come into play. But I'll tell you, man, RAM prices are cheap now, cheaper than they used to be. So you can get a decent upgrade on your machine, upgrade the RAM, and you get much better performance in KSP. Again, KSP mainly, a lot of your performance is going to come from the CPU in KSP, but RAM does help for sure a lot. GPU a lot less. Most modern GPUs, even if you don't have like a new one or a nice one, can do visual mods in KSP just fine and look great. The visual mods are technically more GPU bound, is a better way to put it, but they're not very intensive in terms of load on the GPU. They're just not. So you could most likely run visual mods. Unless you're on a laptop without a GPU and it's using the CPU for graphics processing, then probably not. I wouldn't do that. You only have 8 gigs of RAM? You don't have 7. That's not a thing. That's crazy that you only have 8. Yeah, you want to go to minimum 16. I'm at 64 personally. It's a lot. Most people don't need that. I technically don't even need it, but I wanted it, so I did it. But yeah. Nuggets, the Discord link I posted earlier, and I think the chatbot's also kind of talking about it too. If you want, man, we can talk some more details there in the general chat or something. I don't have like a tech chat, but in the general chat, if you just ping me or something, be like, hey, GrabShark, can you help me out? Find out what RAM I can use. I work in IT. I built lots of computers in the past. This is what I do. I can help you pick the exact right RAM for your specific motherboard, and maximize your value there. So just let me know, man. I'll help you out. Hit me up in Discord. You're talking about VRAM, Alucard. We're talking about like memory for the PC, like your actual RAM, not your video RAM. The VRAM on the graphics card is different. I've not heard it called that, but sure, that works. I made coffee with my breakfast dinner. I don't even know why I did that. Muscle memory, bro. That's what that is. You guys, good day today. We made a lot of money in KSP. Queued up another Sentinel mission, which is going to print money for us. That's a mill right there for that mission as well. So effectively, we've got 2 mil queued up today. We got some more Minmus missions we're going to run tomorrow. Probably finish all of the probes that are kind of out in transit right now as well, including the Sentinel mission that we just launched. So yeah, got some good stuff going on right now. Yeah, so we'll be back tomorrow. I normally do some weekday, Friday, then Sunday. So 3 days. This week we've got stuff going on Friday. So I'm doing Wednesday, Thursday, Sunday. So I will actually see you guys right back here tomorrow night at 7 p.m. for episode 11. Episode 9 had some weird export issues on YouTube. I'm gonna have it's now there on YouTube, but I haven't done the little bits and pieces to publish the video yet. I'll put 10 on there, probably the same session of getting that all ready. So I'll post 9 and 10 in the YouTube Discord channel. If you guys don't mind, even if you were here, it does help the YouTube analytics and stuff, even if it's just a couple of people, to just like play the video in the background. If you're going to mute it, don't mute the video player, mute the tab. That triggers YouTube's analytics the correct way. And yeah, that helps. And if you don't, that's okay too. But I will see you guys tomorrow night. Art, sure. Hello. Interesting way to come into the channel. I don't recognize your username. I think I kind of do, but that was an interesting entrance. What's up? How's it going? We're ending here, unfortunately. But let's see what's going on out there. I got King Akira. He's streaming. Yes. I never get to raid King Akira. You guys, we're going to go raid probably one of the most energetic and fun people to go watch. His name is King Akira. I've been hanging out with this guy on Twitch for a while now. He plays Kerbal and some other stuff, but he takes really good care into making sure that you have fun. He's a very high energy kind of guy, but not in a bad way. It's super fun watching his streams. So let's go hang out with him. He lives in Japan. I guess he used to live in San Jose, and I'm a big fan of the hockey team there. So him and I have talked about this a lot. He lives in Japan now, and he's a good dude. He's cool. He's a huge Star Trek fan. So he might be in his Star Trek cosplay. Let's go see if he is. Star Star Trek's better than Star Wars, just saying. Anyway, so I will see you guys there. I'll see you guys back here tomorrow night, same time, 7 p.m. Pacific. We'll do some more Kerbal, make a bunch of money. We're trying to unlock that R&D building, man. We need it. So I'll see you guys tomorrow night. Have a good night. Love you lots. Peace out. Thanks for hanging out with me. Bye-bye.